Hello, I'm William Eichard.
And I'm Kelsey Brownlee.
This is WTHS for Friday, September 19th. Here are this week's top stories. Theater is just getting underway with their first major production of the year. Their first play, Still Magnolias, is a must-see for the community. Showings at our night and tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Admission is $6. Here's Georgiana and Madison on how students get into character prior to performance.
Yeah, Still Magnolias is this weekend. It is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30. It is like the movie. That movie was actually based on this play that we are performing. And so it's got a lot of those great lines that Weezer has and Shelby has and Malin. So I think we're going to have a good time. Well, when we start looking at plays, we think of many different things. Since we know we're going to be in the small auditorium, will it fit on our stage? Do we have the budget? Do we have the money to do this particular play? Do we have the talent? I look at the theater students that I have currently, and I say, do we have the talent to do that particular production? And then we just think about our audience, and will our audiences get a kick out of it, and will we be entertained rehearsing? So we look at many different things.
I play Weezer Boudreaux. I have a terrible wig that I wear in it. The only word for Weezer is crazy, but she's the best kind of crazy, I feel. The whole day, I just say really sarcastic and snarky things because that's Weezer. But she's also a loving character, so I incorporate that. But I'm just really sarcastic and snarky throughout the whole day.
Do you do any theater outside of the high school?
As far as theater outside of the high school, I've been doing Tupelo Community Theater and Tupelo Middle School Theater since my 8th grade year. Obviously, I don't do the middle school theater anymore because I'm not in middle school, but I still am active in Tupelo Community Theater.
I play Miss Clary. She is a woman older than dirt who's very refined, but also witty enough that she fits in with everybody else.
So how do you kind of mold into your character?
I'm not very refined, but I like to think I'm kind of witty. So I just think of what would an old me do in this situation, and I go with that.
How many years have you been doing theater?
I've been doing it since middle school, so about 4 or 5 years now.
Do you do any theater outside of school?
Well, I participated in haunted theater whenever I could a couple years back, and I try to bring theater into whatever I can. So yes, I'd say I participate in theater. Not exactly TCT quality, but yes.
Do you see theater in your future career, or is it just something you do while you're in high school?
I definitely want to incorporate it into my career. It's actually interesting that you asked that. I was thinking about like how I could incorporate like a really practical career but still be able to do theater on the side, and it is definitely something I would like to do, whether it be really small, like just doing something at a community theater, or actually having it as a full-time job, but yes.
What role do you play in Still Magnolias?
I'm Malin. I'm the mother figure in this play.
How are you fitting into this character?
I'm a very motherly person, I guess, so I have a very motherly nature, so that's how I connect with this role. And then, I don't know, I just have a connection with all of the cast members, so it's good to play friends with friends.
I would love to do theater in my future career, but I want to be a writer, so that may or may not happen. We'll see.
What role do you play in Still Magnolias?
I play Truby, the hairdresser.
How are you fitting into this role?
It's hard to explain. It's just, you figure out what the character's like and just kind of apply it to how you do it. I'm playing a hairdresser. Obviously, I don't do a lot of hair, so that's been interesting.
So tell me, what character do you play in Still Magnolias?
I play Shelby Eatonton, and she is the diabetic, and she's the one that all of the ladies are kind of focused on, so she's like the central character.
So tell me, how do you mold into Shelby?
Well, actually, I took a lot of my characteristics from Julia Roberts, who played Shelby in the movie, and so I watched to see her mannerisms and kind of some of the things that she did, and I based my character off of her.
We do 4 productions a year. This year we're doing 3 plays and a musical. Sometimes that changes. Sometimes it's a fundraiser show. Sometimes it's not a musical. But this particular year it's always 4 shows, and this year it's 3 plays and a musical.
Cross country is in the heart of their season with stiff competition and plans to defend their state title.
We caught up with some runners this week to discuss their experience and their goals for helping better develop the team.
This season has been really good. It's gone by really fast. You know, we were waiting to get to the first meets, and now we're already almost halfway through the season. So it's gone a whole lot faster. We still have a really long way to go to be where we want to be at the end of the year. And so we're going in the right direction, but there's still a lot of ground to make up. On the girls' side, that is really obvious. Starkville has been very impressive. The races that they've run this year, they've put up times that are pretty scary. And so what we're trying to do is trying to play catch up a little bit this year. On the boys' side, Ocean Springs, the past several years, has been the best competition in 6A. There's some other really good schools in 5A, Oxford and Pearl. We've seen both of them, and they've been very good. And so we're trying to sort of up our game to match the level of competition. So this year's group of seniors are stepping into some really big shoes. They're adjusting to it, but they're still trying to rise to where they need to be. So a few meets that we have on tap for the rest of the season. October 11th, we have our meet here in Tupelo. We host it at Ballard Park, and it's always really good course. It's one that the runners are really familiar with, and so in the past we've done very well. This year we've got some good competition coming, and so some teams that have beat us other places are going to be there, so we're looking forward to maybe getting a little payback.
Cross country is different from other sports because it's a repetitive process. You're doing the same movements over and over again, and while you're competing against other people, you get the chance to see your improvement and what you work for. In cross country, I really see my improvements on a weekly basis. So every time I go out to race, I see the work that I've done, and it shows up in my race.
For this year, our main goals are just to come back and win state again and just to keep that title and just to really improve every week at each meet. My favorite part is probably just like how close we are, because I mean, we spend every day together, we run together, so it's a lot of time to just be together and talk about stuff. So it's just, we're all really close and there's no drama, we just all get along. And
I've been on the team for 3 years now.
Okay, what's your goals for this year?
My goal is to run under 18 this year for a 5K.
Okay. Do you have any advice for younger runners?
Run fast.
And all the time.
And all the time. Never walk.
What's your favorite part of daily routine?
I mean, you get to stay skinny if you run. You don't get fat, really.
And here's nationally renowned meteorologists Woody Goss and Carson Roberts with a 7-day forecast.
Good morning, Tupelo High School. This is WTHS Weather. I'm Carson Roberts.
And I'm Woody Goss with this weekend's forecast. We're going to have mid to high 80s all weekend, low to mid 60s for the low. On Saturday for Volley Fest, it might be a little rainy, so you might want to go ahead and head in the gym.
Starting off Monday, there's going to be a high of 82, low 61, 40% chance of rain. Throughout the rest of the week, the high is going to be in the low 80s. Come out and join us for volleyball, softball, swim, and even homecoming starting this week. Show your school spirit. Thanks for tuning in to WTHS Weather. Now back to you guys in the studio.
To end off today's show, we bring you an entirely new segment we think you'll enjoy. Here's Lauren, Kate, and Amy with Blanket Talk.
Welcome to our first show of Blanket Talk. I'm Amy Hadsman.
And I'm Lauren Kate Carter.
Last week we asked y'all to predict the scores for the Tupelo versus Saltillo football game. Let's look at the tweets.
Congratulations to the Tupelo football team for winning 21-9, and shout out to Bailey White and Clayton Horton for getting the closest.
We asked our student section to send us some embarrassing pictures from Friday night. Let's take a look at one.
The caption says, in quotes, Amy, when Saltillo says they're gonna beat us.
Thank you for tuning in to Blanket Talk for this week.
Happy tweeting!
I'm William.
And I'm Kelsey.
Thanks for joining us and catch us next week.